Hey, Motorman here with my tip of the week, my riding tip of the week. And this is really important. This is going to be all about swerving quickly. If you can't lean and swerve your motorcycle quickly out on the street when something gets in your way, you are in deep, deep trouble. You could be seriously killed. So that's what we're going to talk about. That's what I'm going to show you. And a little bit later on in this video, I'm going to tell you about our special of the week. Well, all right, I'm going to a local parking lot and I'm going to show you some leans and turns, swerves that you can practice. Now, I know you might be saying, hey, I've been riding for 20 years. I don't need to know how to lean, turn, and swerve. Well, yeah, you need to learn to lean, turn, and swerve quickly, because when something gets in your way, you better be able to do this. And I know from experience with my class, because most riders I get have at least 20 years experience, some of them many more, and they still can't lean and swerve quickly. Most riders that have many years of experience but no training, what that experience really consists of, and I've said this 1,000 times, is cruising straight on down the road, making great big wide turns once in a while, and coming to a nice easy stop. That takes no skill. You should be able to do that the first day you get your license and get out on the road. You should be able to cruise straight down the road, make great big wide turns, and come to a nice easy stop. But leaning, turning, swerving quickly, that's going to take some skill. It's going to take proper use of your head and eyes, the most important of the three techniques. Depending on the speed you're at, it's going to take using the friction zone, and probably a little bit of pressure on the rear brake is going to help you as well. So what I'm going to show you, by the way, you're seeing this from my point of view, because I have this helmet camera and it's mounted actually on the chin area of the helmet, so you're going to see exactly what I do with my head and eyes. Now I'm going to use these parking spaces, these lines of the parking lot, which they're the same just about any place you go, 9 feet apart, and I'm going to swerve back and forth like a snake, so that I'll be leaning, turning, and swerving very quickly. I'll be transitioning from complete left to complete right very quickly, and that's exactly what you need to do. If you don't have time to stop when somebody pulls out in front of you, you better be able to do this maneuver. So watch very closely. I'm using the lines as a guide. I turn my head and eyes. I try not to go past the end here. Sometimes you can't help that. Remember, this is just practice. I'm going to go up the entire line. Now, if 2 spaces are too tight for you, and I'm sure they are, use 3 spaces. The idea is to get that quick transition from left to right, right to left. If you've never tried this maneuver, and the first time you try it is out in the street, when somebody pulls out in front of you, or when a dog runs out into the street, you got one shot at it there, and chances are it's not going to happen for you. Most people in that situation simply jam on the rear brake and slide on the ground. Usually you run into exactly what it is they were trying to avoid. Don't let that happen to you. When we show you this maneuver, this exercise on my shortcuts to riding like a pro, as well as the offset cone weave. In the offset cone weave, the swerves are going to be bigger and at a faster speed. A lot of people don't know this, but most motorcycle crashes occur, or impact occurs, at about 20 miles an hour or less. That's why low speed handling is so important. The faster you go, the more stable the motorcycle becomes. Then you get up to counter steering speed, and as I said, counter steering is instinctual until you have to make a quick counter steer at higher speeds, and that's when a problem arises for many people. If you spend about 15 or 20 minutes practicing this maneuver, you will get really good at it. And when something happens out... All right, we felt bad because we had Cyber Monday and we sold out so quick of so many of the specials that we had. But it's okay, because I'm going to give you some more specials. I'm going to call this the $20 special. And remember, you got to call to get this special. It's not going to be on the website, but it is a phenomenal special. We're going to save you some money, and we're going to give you some free stuff. You got to call 866-868-7433 to get any of these specials. We'll start with the first one. Normally we have these two videos, Shortcuts to Riding Like a Pro and Surviving the Mean Streets, 2 for $20. This is what we're going to do, and this is going to be all week long. We're going to give you a third video absolutely free on high-speed turns. Film this up at the Dragon. So you're going to get 3 videos for $20. And here's our latest and the greatest video we ever made, the Ride Like a Pro experience. Normally $20, comes with a practice guide, shows you how to set up all the exercises. We're going to keep it at $20, and we're going to throw in the high-speed video. So you're going to get 2 videos here and the practice guide, and of course you do get a practice guide with the shortcuts as well. For this deal, again, $20. We have now just 7 of these left. This is our previous video. That's the other cover that was on there, and this is also the practice guide on USB. You're going to get the Ride Like a Pro video and Surviving the Mean Streets. Both of these. This is the previous version. This is the one we did before this one here. Also, it's still a great video. 3 hours of video on this USB, $20. But you got to call to get this. One more time, 866-868-7433 to get any of these $20 specials. And something happens out on the road, yeah, you'll be ready for it. Now granted, that may never happen to you. You may never have to stop quickly or swerve or lean or turn. But the more you ride, the better chances are that that is going to happen to you. Fast head turns. Wherever I turn my head and eyes, that's where the motorcycle goes. It is the opposite of your instincts. Your instincts tell you to look at the very thing you don't want to hit. And if you focus on the thing you don't want to hit, chances are you're going to steer right into it. And here's the exercise being performed by Joe Pierce. This is at our regular training location, but this is exactly what I'm doing, and that I'm showing you from my camera view. Just about every parking lot that you can go to, if you could measure it if you want to, but each parking space is 9 feet wide. So 2 of them is 18 feet. That should be your goal, to get it at 18 or less. Try not to go past the ends of the parking spaces. And in 15 or 20 minutes practice, you'll get really good at quickly leaning, turning, and swerving. In this clip, you'll see my wife Donna. She's on the revival. And this is exercise 2, or the offset cone weave. At my class, she's demonstrating it for the riders, and this is a wider leaning, turning, and swerving. Same thing applies. Head and eyes, friction zone, little pressure on the rear brake. Look only where you want to go. Get that bike to transition quickly from extreme left to extreme right. It'll save you out on the road when somebody pulls out in front of you. If you like this video, make sure you watch my video on counter steering, or push steering as I like to call it. A lot of people don't understand that. They do it instinctually. However, when they have to do it quickly, that's when a problem arises. But above 15 or 20 miles an hour or so, depending on how short a wheelbase you have on your motorcycle, you may have to be able to push steer very quickly. So that's what I'll explain to you in the video I'm going to show you right up here in the corner. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget the specials I'm showing you for this week. Save yourself a bunch of money.